Look at this.
Die video hoor in.
Yeah. Beautiful to look at, isn't it?
So tonight what we're going to be making is we're going to be doing a couple of different things. We're going to be making tofu matar curry, okay, which is basically like a creamy Indian curry made healthy. We're going to be making chilas, so that's like an Indian pancake. Okay, so we're going to look at using it in various ways, and then we're going to be making a green coconut chutney, so that's coriander and coconut. Okay, then we're going to be making a chaat, okay, which is again like an Indian street food, again made healthy. What else are we making? We're making two dressings. So we're going to make like a creamy dressing, which is like a nice substitute for mayonnaise, and we're going to make just another dressing with turmeric and a couple of ingredients. Alright, so any questions at any time? Shoot. Okay, I'm going to give you recipes. Alright, so I'm just going to start with the tofu mutton curry because I just wanted to cook, so we'll leave it in for a bit. So I'll start there. So oil, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use coconut oil, just because for Indian cooking we like to heat the food, yeah? So coconut oil can withstand high temperature, so it's one of the good oils to use for cooking. Make sure it's virgin coconut oil. So any oils that you pick have to be either cold pressed or virgin oils. So virgin coconut oil can be heated to high temperature. Ghee, which is again clarified butter, pure, can be heated to high temperature. Apart from these two, you have olive oil, which can be used for cooking, but only on low flame and medium flame. So do not allow the oil to heat very high. The moment it starts to smoke, throw that oil out. Lemon seed oils do not use for cooking, use them in dressings because they really don't have a high smoking point and a very low smoking point. Okay. So I've just put in really little, okay, like half a teaspoon. So I'll add as I need to, okay, because I'm also going to be adding things like cashew nut paste, which is also rich in itself. Yeah? So we'll try and minimize this. So typical Indian, okay, onions, yeah. Okay, and I'm going to add garlic ginger paste. So fresh garlic, fresh ginger, okay, ground into a paste. Now this is again typical in every Indian home, okay. I think we make it and just have it in the fridge, okay.
It's root ginger.
Yes, fresh
powdered
ginger.
ginger.
No. So fresh ginger, fresh garlic, ground into a paste. And we just want the onions to become soft and light brown, okay, before we go ahead in this dish. Just going to add a little more.
Oh, it's a virgin, but the virgin is virgin.
I'm just going to leave that in there. We'll get on to the chilas next, okay. So for the chilas, what I'm going to use is a mixture of sprouts, okay. So why sprouts? Because it's again low glycemic, yes, so low glycemic value. Whenever you sprout a bean, the carbs or the carbohydrates in them is what gets used for the growth process. So automatically the calorie content or the glycemic load of your beans will go down, okay. So if in case you guys are in the habit of sprouting and you have a batch of sprouts remaining, even if they're a mix of different sprouts, it does not matter. So you've got some chickpea sprouts, some mung bean sprouts, some alfalfa sprouts, you can throw them all in together. Yeah. So I'm just going to grind that up with a little bit of water. So these are just mung beans. There's just water, right? Yes, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Add as we go on, okay? If you need to add a little more, you can always add more. chilas, which is the pancake. But I'm going to use a little bit of besan because it helps to bind. Besan is chickpea flour.
Can you show us the consistency of the...
I would want this, I would generally not add the chickpea flour into this, but because it's not grinding up very fine, okay, if you've got a small blender, my small blender is not going to take this, okay. So if you've got a small blender, you get a paste, that's perfectly fine, okay. So I'm just going to add this in because... So, I mean, it's just remember when you're cooking with any beans, any lentils, they are gas forming and they're airy. So you've got to add spices that will help to ease digestion. So you always cook dal, like typically Indian is, like dal is always made with cumin because cumin helps to ease digestion. You have coriander that's added. Coriander helps to ease digestion. So you add the ingredients in your lentils. So even if you're cooking the pancakes, you're going to add cumin into the batter. So now what I've got is quite watery. I'm just going to add some more chickpea flour into it. So the onions have become soft, okay, and it's starting to again brown slightly. Okay, so at this stage I'm just going to add my spices in. Okay. So what are my spices that I'm adding? So all dry spices. Okay, so I'm going to add turmeric. Okay, so half a teaspoon turmeric. I'm going to add so coriander powder. Cumin powder. So like half a teaspoon of each. Garam masala. So I'm going to add a little more garam masala. So garam masala again is a blend of all spices, yeah. So garam is hot, which means spice. So what does it look like? Okay, so all the spices added into it. So this is kasuri methi. So methi is again fenugreek leaves. So it's a type of methi which is dried. So it's very, it adds a lot of flavor to Indian dishes. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that. And then I'm going to add my tomato puree. So it's just tomatoes puree. If you don't have time to make the puree, chop it up, put it in, and then just cook it till the tomato in there is soft. Okay, so instead of using cream, okay, we're going to use a substitute. Yes, so we're going to use cashew nut paste, which is also a nice ingredient to use to get a creamy gravy. Okay, so this is simply cashew nuts soaked in warm water. Okay, and then you just grind it up with that water itself. Okay, so get a thick paste. So that's just so this is the gravy that's coming now. Okay, so that's your gravy. So I'm going to put in the mutton, which is basically green peas, okay, and tofu. So this is traditionally matar paneer. Yes. Okay. So we are doing matar paneer.
You do. In real life. Yes, in real life.
Is it just a matter of tasting it and adding a little bit more of what you like?
What you like?
Yeah?
Don't trust Jasmine. Second thoughts.
Don't trust me.
Could you use almond flour?
You could
for
use
that?
amaranth flour. You could
Okay.
use millet flour.
Right.
Yeah, so you
Right.
So with the chilas, again, what you can use the chilas for is like a base for a wrap. So just a plain chila, cooked nice and thin, can be used as a wrap. So when you put any stuffing into it, even if it's just vegetarian or vegetables, you've got enough proteins in your base already. Okay, or you could do a breakfast, like a vegetarian omelette where you put onions and tomatoes and whatever vegetables you have, you can just throw it into it and cook it up like an omelette. Yeah.
Very slim.
Okay. So I'm going to try it with this consistency. If I find it's too difficult to cook, then I'll add a little more chickpea, but I'm just going to leave it at this.
First one is always.
So I'm going to start adding stuffing to this. So just some cumin, whole, again for digestion. Good. Turmeric. You could add chilies, you could add coriander into the base as well.
The sweet version, isn't there a Kerala version?
So you can add coconut into it. So you can add a little bit of coconut and jaggery into the batter. So you get sweet dosa.
Yes.
Or you can add a sweet stuffing, which is what we do here. So we add a sweet stuffing to the dosa. So you make a normal regular dosa, and then you have desiccated coconut. You put some jaggery into it, chop some nuts, and that's your stuffing. So you stuff
So
it.
it's like a sweet.
That
And
is
the
sweet.
dosa is also healthy. It's not.
Urad is not.
It's
So
not
that's why
very
you
good.
can
It's
use
not
a
very good for you.
combination
I didn't know it
of.
was bad.
I mean, it still has a high glycemic value
It has
than
a-
the others.
That's not very
So
good.
when you're making it whole, you use a combination of moong and urad.
Yeah.
Or if you sprout it.
So unless I'm just going to add a little vegetables.
Yes. I don't know that it's figure out.
So any vegetables you have.
So this is pretty much what I'm going to do my own.
Okay, so I'm just going to make my green coconut chutney. So green coconut chutney is coconut. Add some desiccated coriander. So this is very, very alkaline.
I'm
Onion.
growing it in my green house.
Oh wow, nice. So one garlic, okay, one clove of garlic, and like a small onion just cubed. Okay, so what I'm going to add to this is tamarind is easy to do. I just soaked whole tamarind, okay, and got the pulp out. So
It's going a long way, isn't it? Yeah.
Butter.
Butter. Yeah.
It shouldn't look that much, but yeah.
What's that?
that's the tamarind pulp.
Oh, that's the
Chutney. Yeah. The coconut. You're not going to add
You can use this for so many different things, okay? So you can use this as a base for a curry. So at the stage where I added the tomato base, you could just add the green coconut chutney that you have in your fridge, okay? And you can use it as a base for a sandwich, okay? So if you've got a slice of bread and you want to, add things like vegetables to it, what gives it flavor? You can add a nice thick base with the green coconut chutney. And you can add it, you can have it as a dip, so you can have just vegetable sticks. Yeah, you can have it with your chilas. You can have it with the chips that we made. You can do a lot of. You can have it with fish. You can have it with.
Yeah, it's very good.
You can combine it with anything.
A grilled fish.
And it's
Actually,
green.
the parsley,
Chutneys last for a long time. Okay, so there is tamarind in it, which is a good preserving agent. But you need to make sure that whatever you're storing it in is dry. Okay, so a nice dry bottle, and whenever you go to remove chutney out of your container in the fridge, make sure your spoons are dry. So any moisture or water will cause it to go off. So you generally get it goes off like with fungus and things like that. So, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Indian chaat, but you have something called puff rice that is generally added to it. Okay, so babe, puff rice? Yeah, babe. Alright, so I'm going to add brown poha instead. Okay, so you get a denser grain. So, what I've done with this brown poha is I've toasted it lightly in the pan, just plain, on the plain tawa without any oil, without anything. Just keep toasting it. So what I've got is I've got it nice and crunchy. Yeah. So I'm just going to add.
mostly you get it white, which is going to be
Yes. So you always use brown. Brown was not. So again, you've got some peppers in there. Chop up some peppers. Any vegetables can go in as well.
Is it a signal? It's better than eating fried.
I'm going to add some chaat masala.
What is in chaat masala? What? I mean, I've had chats.
It tells you how to make garam masala.
The recipe before they publish. So it's absolutely worth
She's a vegetarian. She's got Madam Jeffrey's BBC vegetarian.
You can probably just pick it up.
I learned how to make a chicken. I thought if you're going to eat chicken, it's better to cook it at home. Where you have quality.
So this is what I like to use as a substitute for mayonnaise. So this is basically again cashew nuts. This is just your yogurt, so curd. So I'm just going to add into this some chopped ginger. So again fresh ginger and chopped green chili. So you can just add whole cashew nuts. Okay, so that's a creamy dressing again. So I'm just going to add the paste. So you can use whole nuts. You can either use almonds, hazel, whatever nuts you have. So it gives it a little creaminess. It's about balsamic vinegar.
What if you don't skin them? You know, like if you use walnuts or something, you'll skin them.
Yes, that's fine.
They'll be
Keep
bit
it in
rough.
olive oil.
Recognize, yeah. What
What
is
is
what
making
it is? Thank God they're going to give us a sheet because I'm like,
You have to get yourself a little tin with little boxes and keep all your spices.
yeah.
Turmeric?
The masalas. You can buy them here.
Okay, so when
Usually we
cooked,
use it in cooking, but
Yeah.
yeah.
but
I know, exactly. Liquidizer with a strong note.
So these are ragi chips that I've made. Okay, so it's basically millet flour. Okay, mixed. So it's 70% millet with 30% wheat. Okay, and so this is what it will turn out to be like. Okay, and I've put in spinach. I've put in cumin powder. Okay, a little bit of chili powder. Okay, so you get flavor into the chip. Yeah, so you can have that plain on its own. So you can make a batch and just leave it in an airtight container, and you can just have it if you want a snack on. You can also use it as a base for a topping. So if you have this as a base, you can put some chaat onto it. You can have hummus on the top of it. You can have some green chutney. Yes.
Big nachos.
Yes. All right. So with that, I'm gonna get some spoons for you guys to get this.
It's really fresh and nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
If you brought it. Did you put cheese in this? You did. Oh my God.
Yes, I could more chili. You could make it more. Yes, you. I've not put anything.
Okay.